Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. This is the part 2 for my ex and I took our kids to see Santa. That was a mistake. So I really hope you guys enjoy this story. I'm also going to be adding in one more story that I had found that I really liked, and it was kind of in the same theme. So I really hope you guys enjoy the video. And please let me know down in the comments below if you guys are liking these type of videos. And if you are, I will keep these spooky little stories coming for you guys. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy. Just a quick disclaimer before I get into reading the stories. I just wanted to let everybody know that these are not my stories. These were written by an amazing author on Reddit No Sleep. So I would appreciate if everybody could go and show their page some love, hit them with some likes, and yeah. So I will link all of their pages in the description below. My ex-wife and I took our kids for pictures with Santa. No one believes us. My phone rings for an impossibly long amount of time. It's Allison. I stare at it until it blurs in my vision, contemplating whether or not to pick it up. I decline the call. She wants me to be off my phone more. Well, what a better time than now. I immediately received a text message right after. Just one word. Pineapple. Pineapple had been the family password since Dawn was old enough to talk. In the event of any emergency, that word was to be used. The girls knew that if something and we sent someone to pick them up, they're to ask for the password. It was for everyone. Aunts, family, friends, grandparents. No pineapple, no kids. I called her back immediately. Allison, what's wrong? Carly, it's the girls. I heard Thea screaming, she whimpered through sobs. I can't get to her. Mall security thinks I'm crazy. Wait. Are you saying you lost the girls? How could you have let this happen? You know, at this point, it really shouldn't have astounded me that I was still keeping track of the who's more fucked up than the other one list, but that's what I did. I know, but we don't have time for the hate right now. Please. Come here and tell them. Tell them about the play area for the kids. God, there's nothing here. Not so much as a speck of holiday glitter on the floor. Is the Santa gone? Could he have taken them? The slam of my car door cuts her off. What? I asked. Yeah, he's still here. He couldn't have taken them. Was sitting with the last of the kids in line for the night when security got here. The elves are still here too, but the play area is gone like it never existed in the first place. My stomach was flipping, and I wanted to vomit. All right, slow down. You're not making any sense. I'll be there in 2 seconds. By the time she hung up, I had already driven back into the parking lot and was parking the car. Allison was in hysterics by the time I walked up. I could hear her in between the set of double doors at the entrance. I'm telling you, they were right here. There were Christmas decorations and a play area with this huge maze. My daughter was screaming from one of the holes within the maze, she wailed. A tall man looked at her incredulously and rubbed his temples through salt and pepper hair. Ma'am, I've been here all day. I'm sorry to say I'm not sure what you're talking about, he said as he gestured towards the workshop. What were their names? What did they look like? The disconnected phone screen was still up to her ear as I walked up to them. Allison handed it to me absent-mindedly as she answered their questions. Theodora and LaDawn Matthews. They answered to Thea and Dawn. They are both little girls wearing white coats, black leggings, and white Mary Janes. I felt my face turning white the second I looked around Santa's area. I grabbed my ex-wife's hand and muttered, I'm calling the police. The Santa Claus still sat in front of a holiday hearth backdrop in a large purple chair. His seating area looked the same as it had when the girls had been with him. Holidays get crazy sometimes, the guard stammered. Maybe they just went into Claire's after seeing Santa. He shrugged his shoulders and called someone on his radio. Josie, you got 2 little girls wandering around in there? My mind whirled with the worst case scenarios as a feeble. She's not crazy, tumbled out of my mouth. I don't even know if the guard heard me. I didn't need to wait for confirmation from the Claire's manager. I already knew they weren't there. Ma'am, it's getting late, he started. I don't care what time it is. We'll stay here all damn night if we have to. I'm not going home without my children. My voice came out shriller than intended, but firm enough to where the guard nodded his head and sighed. Little buds of hope started to bloom in my heart when I saw they had sent multiple officers. Finally, someone was going to take me seriously. They gathered and made interrogations with mall security, even going as far as to walk the perimeter of the area where not 2 hours earlier the Christmas Wonderland used to be. No one seemed to know what to say to us. Thankfully, I fully corroborated everything she had told them, or else they probably would have committed her. Intrusive thoughts began to rot the blooming hope in my heart, burning buds to ash. Maybe if I wasn't on her phone, we could have taken more or any pictures. Maybe if Allison wasn't getting on to me about being on my phone, I could have taken more pictures. It's so much easier to hate her than focus on the situation, but that's not going to help Dawn and Thea. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw them start to lead the Santa Claus into the side room of the mall. I sprang at them before thinking twice. "What's going on? Where are you taking him? Does he know what happened to our daughters?" I shouted angrily. One of the officers broke away from the group that was leading Santa to speak to us. "Ma'am, I understand you're upset. Hell, I have boys of my own. I know how it is. We're taking this man into the mall security room. Once we're there, we'll ask him some questions. The security managers agreed to let us review the camera footage. You were here the last hour the mall was open, so it won't take too long to find you on film." Allison wasn't having it. "I demand to be present while the footage is played. It's my right as a parent and as someone who appears in that footage. It's my legal right," she demanded. The room was too small for us to be comfortable. This kind of place was designed for the random punk or two that got caught stealing from Spencer's, not cops, security guards, and 2 angry parents. My heart lurched as they fast-forwarded through the events of that day. No Christmas Wonderland was ever shown, as if we imagined the entire thing. 2 missing kids, however, told us we hadn't. This was a nightmare that we found ourselves in together, one it wasn't looking like we were ever going to wake up from. The lead officer paused the screen the second our family appeared on it. There we were, me on my phone, Allison looking angry and disappointed, then our girls. Thea's beautiful dark hair framed her tiny face. Dawn's smile was so big and bright, it broke my heart into sand. Allison had already shattered the glass when she left us. This immortalized the process. Santa looked up at us, but his face was off. Different. He definitely didn't look like that when we met with him. His features were dark. His smile was twisted into a gnarled maw. The suit was beyond filthy, and I shuddered upon seeing our daughter hop onto his lap. Once they were posing for pictures that we were too distracted to take, I was horrified to see that they looked different too. Their eyes looked black, and their smiles were too wide for their faces. Their noses turned into pert little points. "Allison, look." But when we looked back at the screen, they were hopping down looking completely normal. They both skipped off screen, excitedly holding hands. That was the last that we saw or any other camera showed of them. I was shown leaving the main camera, cut straight to me walking to the security office. "Sir, I'm so sorry for your time. Tensions run high when it comes to children," an officer explained to the man playing Santa. His hat and beard had been removed. At this point, he just looked like an innocent old man. Homeless, but innocent. Tears were in the man's eyes as he walked out the door. His eyes met mine briefly. "I took this job because I love to bring people happiness. I would never do anything to hurt a child." Allison and I drove home, deciding to stay at our old house for the evening in case any news came. We pulled up. I noticed that something had been stuck to our front door. The driveway is so long that it took me a minute to identify it right away. Tears streamed down my face as Allison let out a scream beside me. A letter was stuck to our front door. It was written in black ink on red and white striped paper. A candy cane marbled handle jutted from the note. A dagger was attached to the end of it, embedding the note in the wood of our door. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that one. I cannot wait for a part 3 to see what that note says. I have a few theories on kind of what's going on in this story. I think they're dealing with Krampus, which is an old, tale of an evil Santa that takes kids. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed that one. I super liked it. I cannot wait for a part 3 to share with you guys. And we are going to go ahead and get on into our second story for this video. Alright guys, our second story is called I Offended a Mall Santa and Now His Elves Are After Me. It started as just a harmless but slightly mean gesture that definitely wasn't planned. A few of my friends and I had went to our local mall to shop for Christmas presents and later take pictures with Santa. We stood in the line with screaming toddlers and antsy young kids for what felt like almost 2 hours, until it was finally our turn. We all gathered around the mall Santa and I asked if I could sit on his lap for the picture that we were paying for. After a few awkwardly long moments, he turned cold eyes on me and said, "Absolutely not." I thought that the picture in my head would be funny, and I wasn't entirely sure that he wasn't joking, so I tried to describe the hilarious image that I had thought of. He responded again with a hard "No. No way." The crying from the kids in the line was growing louder, so I just went along and smiled at the elf taking the pictures, even though I was a bit upset. Once the picture was taken, I was feeling a bit irritated and a bit more embarrassed at his outright refusal. Why had he been so cold and standoffish to me? Is it really only appropriate for the mall Santa to pose with young kids? I know my actions were childish, but I reacted without thinking. I stood in front of Santa, and using my body to shield the kids in line, I tugged on Santa's beard a bit and whispered harshly, "You're not that convincing of a Santa anyways, and you're not very jolly either, butthole." His beard didn't budge much, but I saw his cheeks go red, and I quickly walked away while my friend dealt with the pictures. I went home that evening slightly embarrassed by my reaction, and figured that was the end of it, but obviously it wasn't. That night I woke up to the screeching sound of a chair scraping against the hardwood floor, followed by light footsteps making their way through my apartment. My heart thudded in my chest as I jumped from my bed, grabbing my phone before locking myself in the bathroom. As I dialed 911, I could hear the footsteps moving down the hall towards my bedroom. I guess shitty thin apartment walls are good for at least one thing, right? When the operator answered, I frantically blurted out that someone had broken into my apartment and gave my address. The footsteps were crossing my bedroom now towards the bathroom door, but there was something else, a high-pitched giggling. I pulled the phone away from my ear as both sounds drew closer, and soon it was nothing but giggling outside of the bathroom door. "Naughty, naughty, on the naughty list," came a hushed voice through the door. "What?" I called back, my voice sounding shrill even to my ears. "So naughty, we'll get coal," another voice sounded out. Then the giggling resumed, two voices ringing out so clearly and yet so in sync. "Come on, Jamie, open the door," one high-pitched voice called out. Interspersed with the second voice saying, "Jamie, naughty, naughty list," there was a horrible screeching, scratching on the door that sounded like fingernails on a chalkboard. Constant, non-stop. They were scraping against the door using something, their fingernails, a tool. I had no idea. It was definitely horrible to listen to, but at the same time, one of the first thoughts in my mind was if I would lose my security deposit over this. The crooning, giggling, and scratching lasted for at least a minute straight. I whispered to the operator that the intruder was right outside my door, and the giggling suddenly turned into straight laughter. "Oh, come on now, Jamie, open the door," exclaimed one small voice as the other said, "Naughty list, come on. We just want to talk about the naughty list." The doorknob began to jiggle, slightly a bit, then full-on rattling. Constant rattling up and downs as if trying to rip the doorknob from its place. I got down on my hands and knees and looked through the crack underneath the door. There were two people, two sets of feet, clad in what appeared to be green pointed shoes with a puffy ball on top. One set of feet hopped up and upon landing began to spin as the other foot started to dance a jig of some sort. Sorry, guys. Come out, wherever you are," one high-pitched voice cried out, accompanied by the constant giggling of the other. Suddenly, the feet that was spinning stopped, and in just an instant, instead of feet, I was staring into a large, unblinking eye. "Oh ho ho, I see you, Jamie. Come on out and play." I pulled my face away from the crack under the door quickly, backing up until I was against the bathtub. I could still sense the person peering at me. Knobbed fingers reached from underneath the door, stretching toward me with unnaturally long, cracked yellow fingernails. "Jamie, come back here. It's all in the Christmas spirit." Open the door and accept that you're on the naughty list, why don't ya? I stayed silent for what was only a few minutes but felt like a lifetime. I don't even know how long it was before something slid under the bathroom door and footsteps began to retreat through my bedroom and down the hallway. I think they're leaving, I said out loud, hoping the operator could still hear me as I crawled and grabbed the paper. It was painted green with red and white Christmas ornaments painted on the front. When I opened the folded paper, scrawled out in beautiful alternating red and green calligraphy, was the following message. Someone has been naughty. Yes, you have not been nice. Santa was uncomfortable. You made him say no twice. And then you made a joke of him in front of kids today. But we elves love our Santa, so for this slight you shall pay. I was dumbfounded, to say the least. When the police arrived, I showed them the note and told them about my admittedly rude response to the mall Santa. The police apparently had questioned Santa extensively, but he swore that he wasn't close to any of the mall elves that he worked with, and he also stated that the elves he worked with wore red rounded toe shoes with a bow, not green pointed shoes with a puffball on top. I'm afraid to go to bed tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed the story times. I'm sorry I messed up on a few words. I get tongue-tied sometimes. If you guys are enjoying this video, please let me know in the comments down below. That way I can make sure I keep these videos coming for you guys. And also I will be linking those authors' descriptions in my description box. I will link their pages and everything like that. Please go show them some love because, like I said, these are not my stories. I am reading stories that other authors have posted on Reddit No Sleep. They're extremely, extremely talented, and if you haven't been over to Reddit No Sleep, I highly recommend you guys go over and check it out. You may find some stories that you guys absolutely love. And if there is a story on there that you guys absolutely love and would love me to read for a video, please let me know in the description down below. Send me the title or the author's name and I will try to find it so I can make a video of it for you guys. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed part 2 and I really hope I see you guys in the next one. Bye.